just telling y'all, if y'all clicked on this video, it's not for no reason. You're clearly within the time zone within your life that, you know, you're either looking for the calling or you're working for the calling. And whatever it is that you're working towards, just know that it's on the way. But one thing that I've been coming to an understanding with me growing and expanding my own rental fleet as a sole entrepreneur, from, you know, scratch, just betting on myself day after day, not necessarily risk after risk, because they're calculated and it makes sense and it's towards where we're pushing the model I'm pushing, you know, renting out these economy cars. I do have a luxury and a sports car. I have a Corvette C8 for those of you guys that are new to the channel. But ideally, you know, just doing what works, and through the trial and error, the learning process of what works, what's working, and what would we like to continue to implement to, you know, get to work. Because at the end of the day, with whatever you're doing, there's somebody busy within your same niche. There's somebody that's, you know, extremely well known, doing extremely well, going after it daily. And this is just a breakdown for me myself with you know, words of encouragement for not just, you know, you guys, but also for me. You know, this is a reflective point. We're a collective conscious. Like I said, if you clicked on the video, if you are resonating with just the thought process of working towards what it is that you want in life, and just to continue to puzzle, you know, the pieces together with what we're doing to ensure that it's leading towards what we actually want, and not to, you know, be distracted with these streamers, these football games, these, you know, at the end of the day, if you want to be an NFL player, hey, go after it, train, man. You should be training, you should be eating right, you should be with the best coaches, you should be around the best athletes, you know, and that comes with what I'm doing. I've got multiple mentors, you know, I've bet on myself, I've, you know, stretched my mind, I've, you know, expanded outside of my industry. I've, you know, went from, you know, the rental car industry, the hard physical labor, to understanding and structuring the mindset and the thought process behind what's actually possible, and what's, you know, what's my true desire, what's my true want behind what I'm doing daily, to where, you know, when I create this reality for myself, it's not just the unsatisfying feeling of, man, you know, we're here, but what was it for? It's more so having an understanding that every day you get up, you may not want to do it, you get to do it, and just the fact that you have the availability to do the things that need to get done. And what do I mean by that? Like right now, I'm within the process of just hiring on individuals for my business, but more so than that, just carrying myself as an entrepreneur that has a certain things in place to where it's organized for somebody to understand, and, you know, to, you know, me make those calls, make those, you know, negotiation tactics within my business, or have those price points, have those, you know, customer experiences that I know, when we offer these things, you know, these incentives, hey, we're maybe able to upcharge, you know, don't leave this out, you know. But in order for me to have those things into place, you know, I have to take the action, I have to go through those calls, I have to go through an individual wanting to rent and understanding why they may not want to rent, you know, what makes them want to work with us and what may not want them to work with us. So just basically, I'm, you know, just give me a moment here. You know, this isn't I'm not the best, but I'm working to be it, you know, for myself within this industry of just life, you know, within life. Also, you know, I'm contributing these factors into my business, but it all starts from within, with me saying mentors, getting around the best, you know, working the mind, studying psychology. It all correlates into something. And as long as you continue to strive towards that thing, and you don't, you know, you're not running around unaware as to what it is that you actually want in life, you know, you will continue to persist to get there, and you will achieve it. But that's just my, you know, thought process on it. I'm not necessarily exactly where I want to be, but I'm working towards it daily. And I know as long as I continue to, you know, find a solution to each and everything that is available within my life, you know, you can continue to counteract whatever things that you feel like are throwing you off, and replace that with something that will work within that process. You know, it sounds broad, and I maybe shouldn't be driving while I'm making this video, but you know, I'm gonna just start posting it. Like, I mean, it's Doesn't get it any simpler than that. I could say it, but it's about doing it. So this is me picking up the phone. And I'm saying all that to say, basically, we got to do the work, y'all. Nobody's coming to save us. You know, just lock in. It's you could do something 1 week, but just know that that 1 week doesn't necessarily matter if the project's not done. It's like everything else, all these little temporary things. Oh, your car ran out of gas. Oh, so-and-so's blowing up your phone, bothering you. They want to hang out. You got to understand that we're living in phases of life. We have seasons of life. We have opportunities that come and go, but we have today, and today we can make whatever we want with the opportunities that we have, with the opportunities that present themselves. Picking up some cash now to go ahead and go over to repair one of the vehicles, get some of the final touches up with this vehicle. And I'll tell you, with this vehicle, this is one of the first accidents I've had, and I handled everything out of pocket, you guys. Now, was that something that I had to necessarily do? No. They have something called our permissible driver. So when somebody's a permissible driver, basically I gave them permission to drive. So if somebody's operating the vehicle, we have a contract agreement. Hey, I tell them, you're not operating the vehicle as a rental vehicle, but I'm giving you permissible drive. If something were to occur and you're reporting an accident, you're labeled as the permissible driver under our insurance policy. So where as long as we basically get that report out, when it comes to the police report or to the DMV, or whether you go to your, the police department to go ahead and get a written statement, you want to ensure that as long as the owner of the vehicle, the individual that has the vehicle insured, has full coverage, and you have the say-so of, yes, I did give them permission to drive, then hey, guess what? Your insurance has nothing else but to do than to cover the situation. But that's not necessarily for every factor. We also do run third-party insurances, and there's just solutions to everything, you guys. Like, everybody's scared. Oh, what about this? I don't know how this works. That's why I don't want to get started. But just think about that concept of the negative perspective on anything you want to do, because there's also a positive perspective on somebody doing that very thing. So and doing it at the highest level. So if you guys really take that into account and actually move towards the things that you want daily, and don't worry about the limiting factors of current situations, I believe that you can achieve all things, man. So I'm just gonna say that to say, I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of breakdown of me figuring out my own concepts, and just the free information that I'm giving, and that I'm paid for. Not necessarily paid for, but I have paid and invested a lot of money into myself. And just the fact that I am able to hop on these phones and break down these concepts with individuals that are interested in learning and growing and understanding more of what they're doing and more of what they want. Why wouldn't you want to move into that individual that's only going to benefit and make you have a higher self-esteem, instead of being distracted with the things, like I said, sports, streamers, just the things that aren't necessarily going to benefit the people or the things that come after you, just to ensure that you're moving towards your vision, to move towards that as a community and to keep each other accountable. As far as within my journey, I don't necessarily have accountability partners. I more so have, close friends. Sometimes they may be there, sometimes they may be here. But all I know is that within my life, you're always going to get an understanding of the people and the individuals around you, what they've done, and either what they're working towards. And if they don't know what they're working towards, then most likely that will be a stagnant situation until somebody either enlightens them on what's possible, or they take the deep desire to want that change for themselves, to actually create clarity with where they're moving towards. And I say that to say, basically, you shouldn't necessarily put your life in the hands of others. And when I say that, I'm basically meaning you can't put or blame an excuse on anybody or anything aside from yourself. If you put yourself in an environment that distracts you, then hey, that's on you. life will continue to go on, and as life goes on, you will either feel greater about what you're doing and what you're creating, or you will begin to feel in lack, as if you're not doing what you need to be doing, if that makes sense. And if you guys enjoy this little breakdown of where I'm at within my thoughts, within what I'm working towards, it's just me right here in an investor vehicle. This bumper is actually hanging off. I'm gonna go and drop off this money, $750, half of basically what it's gonna cost to go and repair the vehicle. And then we also got to put a bumper on this vehicle, an investor vehicle, this week. But you know, I'm just working towards growth, working towards what I have signed myself up for. And as long as I continue to fail forward, and basically what I mean by that is learn from the things that I'm going through, and continue to stay focused and to reap the benefit of the other. Like I said, there's a positive and a negative to each and everything. So as long as I continue to switch my understanding and my actions to be on that side of the positive situation happening in my life, when I do that with consistency, because that's the biggest thing, is consistency. You could do something one day, but just know that life is more than one day. The compound effect is the biggest thing, and you don't just open a book and remember all of the concepts. You know, you have to continue to reiterate it, your environment, the things that you, the shadow work you do for yourself, because nobody else is going to do it for you. The information that you absorb, the energy that you retain, you know, through whatever you're focusing on throughout the day. Yeah, with all that being said, basically I say that to say this: we are continuing to prevail through, you know, I mean, for me, I'm a high believer in God. I'm really growing closer with God for just from what I'm seeing through each and every circumstance. That just feels what's right for me. I'm not saying that that's what's right for you. I'm just going to continue to grow and expand this channel and show you guys what's available and what I'm truly creating, which is expanding these economy vehicles all the way up to exotics, D-God Exotics, Damian Thompson. My story is bigger than just renting out cars. However, this is where we're at now, and this is the center of the focus. We cannot get distracted with the past or the future. We have to take on what's here in the present. So before the sun goes down, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of a few more things, and I'll dive a little bit more into basically the concept of the video when I get back.
At least me, I pull it then and prepare and put bundle.
Right.
This guy never put the then bundle.
Oh yeah.
He sent me 2 trucks like that, kind big, the fucking bundle.
So why was I saying all of that? I'm just saying, y'all, just, you don't necessarily have to do anything. You could go throughout life, from what I'm learning, and the word that really does it for me is you can conform to your reality. Now, what does conforming to your reality mean? Let's just take a second to think about this. So this reality, this is actually my hometown here. I was actually born in city of Paris, California, you guys. As you can see, I mean, I'm not sure what your city looks like. It's nothing too crazy, 1-story buildings. I actually did work when I used to pump concrete right there down the street. So I say that to say there's comfortability within my city. There's hope within my city. There's dreams that have been thought and created within my mind within this city. And I actually went off to college as well. I played D1 football. However, I came back to this city, to California, to Southern California, but this small city to be exact, staying with my parents. And why is that? To chase something bigger. To chase my calling within my own intuition, something that I know I could do, something that I know that I could create. I didn't necessarily know what that thing was. I knew I wanted to pick up a phone, most definitely. I know that I want to make an impact within the world, most definitely. It's just about figuring out that identity, that individual, who I am, what I'm building. And as I was, figuring out that identity, as I've come back from college, as I've scaled my rental agency, 10 plus vehicles, working 15 plus vehicles, 100 plus vehicles, I'm growing into an individual that, I'll never be the same individual after this very second is gone. Boom. Not the same person. And you know, there's obviously certain year range where they say that you peak and where you start to, you know, decline. But I mean, that also comes down to your mindset, your health, you know, how you treat yourself. But obviously there is cycles of life. So you can't necessarily ignore that. I'm all over the place, but with what I'm saying is basically to say, you guys, you got one life to either conform to your reality, meaning to stay centered within the thought process of the things that you've been told to do, the things that you think are the right things to do just because of the people that are taking those actions around you. But until you know, sit with yourself, until you step into your true faith with whatever it is that you want, you can have, because there is somebody else. There was, you know, it's created, it's here for you. It's not here for nothing. Not just to put into the image of somebody else has it, to make it real for you, but just to understand that these things are available. And, you know, most importantly, it's the faith within the now. It's the individual that you are within this present moment. But even more than that, it's to use this present moment, to use the information you're getting, to not just slide past it, to not just listen to this. You know, you may not even know me. Obviously, we will never truly know each other all the way. We will have an understanding of who we're working to be or who we are in the present moment. But once this camera is off, the deep work that I do, the time that I spend in the gym, the time that I spend with self, the time that I realize more and more that the people around me are starting to get older, and it's my time to step into, you know, being that provider for, you know, not just my immediate family, but also the family that I want to create after, you know, my time, you know, or for this current time while I'm here, as I start to, you know, begin to get older. I'm not older, I'm 23 years old, but it's just like, you know, some people are already married, some people already have kids. And I'm not necessarily saying that that's something I feel as if I'm lacking, but I'm definitely setting that foundation for those exact principles. And once I create more and more awareness and enlightenment as to why I do the things I do, it's easier for me to understand why I need to do those things. And basically, in order for me to step outside of the reality that I've conformed to, the things that I maybe have told myself I can't do, or that I'll do tomorrow, or, you know, let me go out today and I'll, you know, after I get this last minute bit of gratification and then get distracted with the tasks that I have to get done to maintain my daily lifestyle or weekly lifestyle, or, you know, things continue to get pushed off, whether it's the gym, whether it's reading, whether it's dieting. For me, you know, I don't necessarily have the best dieting schedule, but I can say that, you know, everything is a compound effect. Everything is a spillover effect. Everything translating to the next thing. If you find yourself lying a lot, you know, you can't constantly move with an open heart, and it's easy for you to have a tendency to lie to others. You probably lie to yourself as well. So it's very hard for you to find gratification within your own life when you know you're never truly being that person that, you know, you don't have truth within yourself. So how can you ever feel as if you have enlightenment with the being that you're, you know, with the person that you are just in general? You know, how could you ever hold integrity within your life, hold yourself accountable to something, or when you do something, to understand that you could do it over and over again? And that comes from, you know, pushing past your current potential with where you're at, and to understand that you're available and have the opportunity to do more. But it's not just about doing more. Let me know if you guys like these formats of videos. I definitely do step into a part of my channel where I show you the day-to-day process of running and operating and the lifestyle. But you know, as I'm in this Toyota Corolla, doing the errands that need to get done to continue to operate the business, as you know, not only I would like them to run. This is an investor vehicle, so for 2, to make value within their life, and then for 3, to also get this vehicle on the road to where, you know, a renter could be able to make money with it or use it for personal use to, you know, impact their family's life or their life in general. to be able to get things done that need to get done. You know, it's also bigger than me, but it also starts with me, from having my own want and my deep desire and knowing what it is that I'm creating daily, and to do the things that are working with repetition. Because you know, you can have one good workout a week, but if you eat terrible the remaining 6 days, it's like that is going to overpower you seeing results towards, you know, the fit lifestyle or the gains. Or yeah, you may have gains, but is that, you know, gaining weight, excess fat, or is that gaining excess muscle and cutting that to feel leaner or healthier? So as you take the action of, you know, getting in the gym, you're going to see, man, these are just all of my thought processes, and I'm gonna just continue to put out the videos. But with basically what I'm saying is, you guys, we are exactly who we need to be within this very moment to achieve whatever we need to do. And if we feel as if we're not, get around individuals who are, and understand that want for yourself. And as you see, as you gradually take action, because you're going to have to take action to step into whatever it is, whether that's you know, changing up your style, changing up your environment, changing up your living situation, changing up your friends, changing up, most importantly, the information that you absorb on a day-to-day basis. Because what you think is your thoughts, you know, create your reality. So as long as you're putting positive thoughts and stepping more into that being that you know you're here to become, or here to provide to the world, I think that's the importance of what I'm seeing is service. That's how I'm going to truly scale my business, is to provide a service, a greater service, because it's bigger than me. And the more I understand that, the more it's easier for me to continue to do the things that need to get done, because it's not just for me. And I'll continue to always say that. But I continue to dodge this very point. And if you guys stay to this, you know, point of the video, I don't care if it's 100, I don't care if it's 1,000, I'm really expecting 1,000,000, because this information, with repetition, instead of a song that isn't necessarily going to benefit, may necessarily benefit your mood temporarily, but as far as the thought patterns to move away from allowing that mood swing to even get to us, would be information like this, to understand that it's bigger than this song, this current moment, what we're currently facing, what we currently have to get done. Because we can do it. We've done either something greater than what needs to get done, or, you know, we're here to go ahead and get this thing done because it's here within our, you know, if it's within your, you know, if you could see it, you could obtain it and achieve it and create it and get it done, because that's what it's there for. It's either there for, you know, acceptance or rejection, and you get to choose whether you're going to accept or reject the life that is here for you daily. And as you continue to accept, as I continue to pick up these phones, as I continue to record, as I continue to service more and more clients, as I continue to expand my rental fleet, I will continue to step into that individual that I need to be, as long as I center my focus and don't get distracted with the outside reality as to what I can't necessarily control. Because there's always going to be a distraction, a current event, something that's going on within someone's life to keep you distracted. And I wouldn't even say necessarily distracted, but it's, you know, there's a better word for it. But just understand that we can't get back time. And as I said, this very moment is passing, and it already is past, as I said, passing. So just enjoy the present. And if you guys learned or grabbed something from this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Till the next one, I'm out. Peace and love. Wavy Gang. D Got Exotics. We got it already. It's already here. Let's go get it.